Whenever I'm teaching learners how to drive, I always make sure that I leave no stone unturned. I would pick on the slightest things possible, and this is only because of preparing you for days like this. So, hello guys, welcome to another driving test video. Now, today's test lasted only a few minutes. It just felt like it was just a drive around the neighborhood and come back. And this is only because of two reasons. Today is not one reason, but two. Number one reason, of course, as usual, it's the nerves. Leonard couldn't keep the nerves. And don't forget, it is easier said than done. So let's not make it seem like it's easy. It's difficult to deal with the nerves. But unfortunately, we just have to find a way to deal with it, because it would always just ruin everything good. And you've got to remember this. So that was number one. And number two is what I just said. I pick on every little thing. So we failed today because the learner did not position properly when turning right. And this happened twice within the period of about 2 minutes, or actually 1 minute. And that was the end of the test. And they came back around. So welcome and keep watching to our short episode of Bromley driving test. So, getting to the junction ahead to turn right, the learner failed to use the space on the right hand side for cars turning right if you were to be waiting there. And this is a reason for the first fault. So the examiner complained that because of leaving this open, it was now blocking the traffic behind. Now, if you remember your MSPSL routine, your positioning is very important. If you're turning right, keep left of the center line, and if you're turning left, then keep to the left. But the problem here is that she did the same thing upon reaching to the next junction here, and again she's stayed on the same position as the first one, and this now shows a pattern. So it's a pattern of positioning that she's kept on for the two junctions now, and at this point the examiner decides to call it a day. So from this point, they are now heading back to the test center, and that was the end of the test, thereby making this the shortest test so far for 2022. So why did this happen? Because of anxiousness. Anxiety is not good. It's only going to ruin things, and it's easier said than done, yes, but you've got to control it. And remember, all of these lessons we've gone through, that's the whole reason. That's why you've been prepared for this. And you've got to remember that everyone is different, and I'll keep saying this. Some examiners are a lot stricter than the others, and that's not a crime. It's just the way we are. We're not the same people. Someone might let you off on something, doesn't mean another person would do the same, or doesn't make them bad if they do not. So just remember, let's keep to the best practice, and this way you can avoid unnecessary situations like this, because when you remember, such gap can actually allow enough space for a cyclist to pass you by. Even if it wouldn't fit a car, at least it gives a cyclist enough room. And again, you don't leave yourself vulnerable with such space that could allow a motorbike or a cyclist overtake you from the right. Remember this is best practice. Some people might be lenient with best practice, and some people may not. As you see in this case, the examiner is strict. But then you have to remember that in driving, every situation is different, and so every examiner would have to make decisions based on the situations they are presented with. So the big question, do I think that the test should have ended so soon? Maybe not. But was that a serious fault? Well, because she did it twice and on a busy road and blocking the road fully, then maybe yes. Unfortunately, the job of an examiner is that requires evidence, and for that reason you have to give them evidence that you deserve the license. They can't make decisions based on emotions, because if this is the case, then there'll be too much dangerous drivers on the road. Now, don't forget, yep, there's some people who get licensed and not so good, but unfortunately they've been able to prove within that 40 minutes that they're good enough. And that's why you need to beat the anxiety, you need to beat the anxiousness, and don't let drivers who are not good enough be able to show that they're better than you just because they can stay calm and beat the system. You've got to relax, do what you can, and keep the nerves down, and you would get it. It would happen. You have to believe it and work hard. Practice the best practice, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and don't forget, if you keep finding yourself coming back for more videos, I would really appreciate a subscription. And most of the videos are being watched by people who are not actually subscribed to the channel, so I call on you, support the channel. It takes time to compile these things together. It takes time to comment through this video. If it wasn't the commentary, I could post every test immediately as soon as they are done. But I've gotten feedbacks that the commentaries are quite helpful. So if you believe so, then please like the video, share the video if you could, and most importantly, subscribe as well. So see you in the next video. Take care and have a good day.